Hey, what is going on, guys? It's DK. Back at you with another video here. It's ready on the Showdown slate between the Boston Celtics and the Miami Heat on Saturday. Before I get into the video, if you guys are new to the channel, my name's DK. I make daily videos breaking down NBA, NFL, PGA, and esports, daily fantasy sports slates. Real quick, I do want to say thank you guys again for all the support. Seriously, closing in at 5,000 subscribers, currently at 4.88. The easiest way to support me, guys, is just leave a like button on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you know when I upload videos, you know when I go live. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be live streaming for this one, but if you guys have questions, I'll be happy to answer them on Twitter. Also, if you cannot watch YouTube videos, I do upload on Apple Podcasts. The link is in the description below, which is the DK DFS show. But with that out of the way, let's jump into the video. So before we get into players and the prices for the Showdown slate, let's quickly look back at my lineup from, Thursday. It's always on the days that you go light. I only entered, the big tournament, the $10 or $20 tournament. I finished 600th. Out of 20,000 entries? Yeah, 20,000. I told you guys, Kemba Walker, I was going there. I didn't think he was going to continue to shoot that bad. He didn't even have an amazing shooting day. He just had a subpar game, and he played really, really well. Tatum was the one letdown. He was almost 90% owned, though, so I'm not really regretting that pick. He just had an off day. Bam, I preferred him over Jimmy. Talked about Dragic, and I talked about Tyler Hero as well, and Brad Wanamaker. I knew he was going to be the chalk. I'll make a separate video for Saturday, Sunday slate right after this, but this is my lineup. Almost took it down. Finished 34th out of about 4,000 people. I'm kicking myself really not entering more on this one, because there was a huge edge. When I think there's a huge edge on slates, I will enter a lot more. It's just, I think it was because I had football going on too. I didn't enter a whole lot here, but yeah, I talked about Duncan Robinson, right? I was super, super high on him because I knew people would box score watch after those last two games where he's in foul trouble and only played about 14 and 17 minutes. And you got Duncan at 18% ownership. On the Showdown slate, he got him at like 15%. He didn't fit in my lineup on the Showdown slate, but yeah, I told you guys I was super, super high on him. I paired him with Hero and Kemba in the first game. In the second game, oh, I got so unlucky. The blowout killed me. And the Jokic foul trouble. Jokic picking up 3 fouls. I would have had a shot to win this one for sure. Jokic was low owned. AD wasn't super high owned. Dwight was only 11% owned. I told you guys, Rondo, Dwight. Dwight was 11%. Also had KCP. He just kind of fit in there. He actually had a good game. But yeah, I was a little over like 25 points back. If that game stays close, and Jokic does get into foul trouble, I probably win first place in this one. So it was a really, really good last couple days for me. I just didn't enter a lot, and I'm kind of kicking myself for that. But all right, let's take a look at these the over/under real quick for the Miami-Boston game. Again, I'll have a separate video up for the two-game slate as well right after this. Boston-Miami, 207.5 over/under. Boston are 3-point favorites. So let's first talk about Gordon Hayward, because this is absolutely huge news. He's upgraded to questionable. If he plays, that's a big hit to everyone. And how many minutes would he play is the question too. So this changes the entire slate. If Hayward plays, I don't have interest in a lot of the Boston guys, really, because they're all priced up for him being out, and now with him being back in would really, really hurt. So I mean, you have Tatum at 10.4, Brown at 8.6, Kemba at 8.4. I'm not paying almost 8K for Smart. Even if Hayward's out, like, I've been crossing off Smart basically every single time. But yeah, if Hayward plays, it's really, really a huge hit. Like, Wanamaker probably doesn't become a value play, and everyone probably sees less minutes of the main guys. So it's huge. It's huge. We got to keep an eye on that. I guess we'll talk about the Boston guys first. And first, if Hayward's out. So if Hayward's out, I still think Tatum is your top play, even though he had an off day. Like, only shot the ball 12 times after shooting 21, 23, and 24 times the previous game. So I'm not super, super concerned about that. I think he does shoot the ball more here. It's kind of a must-win game with Boston being down 2-0. So Tatum, I think, is your safest Celtic, but you are going to have to pay premium for him. Yeah, Brown at 8.6. I'm not paying 8.6 for Jaylen Brown. Told you guys that last slate. I'm going to tell you it again. Even if Hayward plays or if Hayward's out, I'm not going to 8.6 Jaylen Brown. I would rather play Kemba Walker again at 8.4. He finally had a half decent shooting day, 9 of 19, put up 41 fantasy points. So I would just prefer getting to Kemba over Brown. But still, Kemba is like 8.4K. Not really getting him at a huge discount either. And there's just no way I'm paying 7.8 for Marcus Smart. So really, the Boston guys don't look great, to be honest, on the Showdown slate. And especially if Gordon Hayward plays, that's a huge hit to them. Hayward himself at 7.6 would just be a matter of if he's going to be on a Mets limit or not. If he is, no interest. If he's not, playable, but you're not really getting him at a great discount either at 7.6. So Boston's a really, really tricky team. Really, I don't think anyone stands out for the prices. I definitely prefer the Miami side, for sure. Yeah, Tice at 6.2. He'll play 30-ish minutes, probably get you 20 to 25 fantasy points. It's okay, but I'm not prioritizing him. I just much prefer some of the other Miami guys at similar price to Tice. Wanamaker would be a value play if Gordon Hayward's out. If Gordon Hayward plays, that's a pretty big hit to Wanamaker's minutes, I would assume. So, yeah, I think he's playable because he played 25 and 24 minutes. Now, still no guarantee he gets that again if Gordon Hayward's out, but he would probably be one of the safer value options just because the Mets' last couple games on him. But if Hayward's in, I'm probably not going to get to Brad Wanamaker. Robert Williams got a DNP last game. That's Brad Stevens for you. It's a center rotation. Cantor actually saw some run. He played 11 minutes. He played really well offensively, but did not play well defensively. Bam Adebayo abused him, so will he get back in the rotation? I have no idea. If I knew Cantor was going to play 15 minutes, I would absolutely play him at 1.6K. But there's still probably a 50-50 shot he doesn't play. So are you willing to take the risk? And how many minutes does he get, right? Or do they run the three-headed monster at center? They've done that before, where they've done Tice, Robert Williams, and Cantor. So it's a really, really tricky spot here for basically everyone in Boston. I don't think anyone really stands out for the price. Like Grant Williams, I'm not paying 2.6K for Grant Williams. That's probably the easiest fade of the day. Absolutely not. Romeo Langford, for some reason, actually checked in and then got injured right away. I don't know what Brad Stevens is doing, but that's it for Boston. Let's talk about the Miami side. I like the Miami side a lot more. Bam and Jimmy, once again, I'm going to prefer Bam at a similar price. I just think his floor is a little bit higher. He will do a little bit more than Jimmy. Now, Jimmy has been up and down, right? And he will defer offensively games. Like, there's games where Jimmy just stands around and lets Dragic go to work. Let's Bam. Let's Tyler Hero do his thing. I just think Bam has a higher floor right now than Jimmy Butler, just because he does more. Rebounds, blocks, steals. And Jimmy will do that more, but Bam at a higher rate. So I think Bam's a slightly safer option. Now, it's not saying Jimmy Butler's out of play, right? I just think right now Bam's floor is a little bit higher. Now, there are games, like I said, where Jimmy will take over. We've seen it multiple times. Like at the end in the fourth quarter against Milwaukee a few times. Like he can go for 50, for sure. But he's really up and down. If you just look at his points, right? 38, 48, 16, 53, 30, 49, 28, 40, 37, 31. 9K doesn't feel amazing either, right? So I would prefer Bam to Jimmy once again. Dragic's at 8.2. Him and Kemba are very similar plays. They're almost identical prices. It's almost a coin flip for me there. Kemba will play more minutes. Dragic has been a little bit better point per minute guy. Yeah, really, that one's a toss-up. I think both are pretty decent plays. Hero at 7.2, I've literally played him like the last 10 slates, it feels like. I mentioned, though, that he was not going to play 40 minutes because Duncan Robinson had gotten foul trouble the last couple games. And sure enough, 32. I think I actually called that right in the dot. It said 32 minutes for Tyler Hero. I still think he's a decent play, though, because he'll come off the bench, he'll get his 30-ish minutes, he's a do-it-all guy. 7.2, the price is coming up. We're no longer getting him at a discount, but I still think he's playable here. Jay Crowder, you know what you're getting into if you play Jay Crowder, right? I think he's a safe option. We'll probably get 30 to 35 minutes. We'll probably get around 30 fantasy points from Jay Crowder. So if you want that at 6.8, I think that's decent, right? Like I much prefer him to Daniel Tice. You have Tice at what was he, 6.2? Crowder at 6.8. Just give me Jay Crowder all day long over Daniel Tice. Yeah, Tice 6.2. There's just absolutely no way I'm playing Daniel Tice over Jay Crowder or Hero. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I much prefer those guys. Duncan Robinson, I was super high on him last slate. I know a lot of you guys played him. A lot of you guys made some big money. 32 minutes. I said I think we get at least 25 minutes from Duncan Robinson. He played 32. Will we get 32 again? I don't know. But as long as he stays out of foul trouble, I think he gets at least 25 minutes. So 5.4K, the floor is still low. Right? If he's not hitting his shots, the floor is low. But the ceiling is probably about 35 fantasy points from Duncan Robinson. So I like him. He's a slightly riskier option. The ownership's going to be up. Right? It's just going to be up on him than last slate. Last slate, we got him at super, super low ownership, like 15%. It's going to go up this slate, but I still have interest in Duncan. Just a little bit of riskier play because he is scoring dependent. Kelly Olynyk's playable here for 2. The minutes are a little bit up and down. Hasn't been great the last couple games. Only 8 fantasy points in back-to-back games. But 4.2K, it's a risky play for sure. But there are games where if he's playing well, they will extend him a bit. Like that game against Milwaukee, who played 17 minutes, had 26 fantasy points. He's a good point per minute guy. 16 minutes, 20 fantasy points. He has that type of upside. He's just riskier because there's still a chance he only plays 10 minutes. Iguodala is not a guy I'm going to get to. Only played 7 minutes last game. I'm just not going to consider Andre Iguodala. Kendrick Nunn, I think, barely saw minutes. Yeah, 5 minutes. Not enough for me to consider him. And that's really it. So I guess if you look at the slate in general, like no one really stands out as an amazing point per dollar play. But my favorite plays on the Boston side is probably Tatum as a spend up. The Hayward news is huge. I probably would rank it like Tatum, then Kemba, then Brown, then Smart of those top 4 guys if Hayward is out. If Hayward is in, probably makes Wanamaker out of play. I'm not even going to consider Smart. It makes it a lot trickier, right? On the Miami side, it's a little bit clearer for me, right? It's Bam over Jimmy for me, just because I think his floor is a little bit higher. You still can play Jimmy, but he's a little bit more up and down. He will defer offensively at times, but there are games where he will take over. Dragic and Kemba are very similar plays to me. That's almost a coin flip. I still like Hero at 7-2. We'll probably get 32-ish minutes from him. Jay Crowder's a safe option. Duncan Robinson a little bit risky, but if he's hitting his shots, the upside is there. And then Kelly O, the risky value play. So that's kind of the overview, guys. Who am I considering for captain? Probably one of the main guys, like Tatum is going to be really popular, or Bam, or Kemba or Dragic. Those are probably the guys I'm considering as the spend-ups. If you want to get a bit risky, I mean, you can go take a shot at Duncan Robinson, just hope he hits his threes and hope he gets extended. Don't even mind Hero. Those are probably the guys I would look to for captain. So that's I think that's gonna wrap it up for the video today, guys. If you have been enjoying the content so far, I'd really appreciate it if you leave a like button on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you know when I upload videos, you know when I go live. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna be live streaming for this one, but I'll be happy to answer any questions you guys have if you hit me up on Twitter. Also, again, guys, I will be uploading a video right after this for the 2-game slate, the Saturday-Sunday slate. So thanks again, guys. Hope you guys have a good day, and I will see you all later.